Do you have two other things that are really, really stand out to you that can be the difference makers?
Your word is everything. If you say you're going to do it, if you put your stamp of approval on it and your name is on it, you got to follow through. Even if you got to put some of your money into whatever you have to do. Earl Spence fight last year was supposed to be in Vegas. The suite was like 20 grand. I had 2 suites. People were buying tickets from me, $1,500 a pop. Earl didn't fight.
Oh.
Everybody wanted their money back as soon as it was canceled.
I'm sorry, Rodney. You're going to have to get in the ring and fight somebody because I ain't giving all y'all your money back.
But being a man of your word, this is your brand, this is your business. Some people did not know who I was, but they trusted other people that referred them to me that said, he's the guy, he's the connect for the suite. So I lost probably about somewhere between 9 and 10,000.
Welcome to The Dash. You know The Dash is that tiny line between your life start date and end date. It's your story, the chapters in your book, your journey. Get ready for real conversations with real people telling real stories about the realities of failure, setbacks, and success. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. We're rolling. Let's go. The Dash in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dash Podcast. I'm excited about my next guest, but before we introduce him, listen, I need you to click on the link in my bio if you're watching this on Instagram, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I need you to click on the subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you comment. Make sure you watch. Share with your friends and family and tell your people about it and tell them to subscribe too, okay? Thank you so much for your support. All right, so our guest today is the connector, and I do put an emphasis on the connector. He owns a company called Hot Rod Connects. His name is Rodney Baker. Rodney, thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate it.
I'm here. I made it, sis.
Yes, you made it. Okay, so first of all, tell everybody what is Hot Rod Connects, because you're an entrepreneur. You know all this, like Rodney literally knows every freaking body. And if he doesn't know them, he's going to find a way to know them because you just have that thing that we're going to talk about. So what is Hot Rod Connects?
HRC started off as a celebrity booking agency, kind of going back to 2011.
Okay.
I was working with NFL guys, NBA guys, wanting them to give back to their cities, help with their nonprofits and fundraising. And then I started getting connected to so many different celebrities. Like one celebrity will connect me to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. Then somebody will call and say, hey, do you have a contact to, say, Kevin Hart? I'm like, yeah, I'll give them information. Somebody will call me and say, do you have a connect to Steve Harvey? I'm like, yeah, I'll give it to him. So this guy named Darryl Braxton, he owned a company called Sphinx Management Group. Mm-hmm. And he booked like Gary Owens, Michael Blackson, Lil Duval. And I got connected to him, and he said, man, do you not know what you do is an actual business? I'm like, what?
Oh, so you weren't doing it as a business at first. You were just
not
doing it off of GP.
I was just doing off GP.
Yeah.
And he said, man, every time you book a celebrity, you make 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever you kind of put in your contract. I'm like, man, this is crazy. And so that's kind of how I really formed and started the business. And it just kind of took off from there. My first major like NFL celebrity was Michael Crabtree. And so people were like, man, how did you get connected to Crabtree? We went to high school together. When I was a senior, he was a freshman. And he was in town one night, Christmas night. I hit him on Twitter. I said, it's Rodney Baker, Carter High School, 2003, hit me up. He DM'd me, followed me. He said, let's go out. We went out Christmas night, had me outside cold all night long, about 2-3 hours. Him and DeRoe Music, they pulled up. DeRoe saw me because I used to book DeRoe back in the day. He said, oh, man, what's up? Went to the club that night, had a great time. And he said, what are you trying to do, man? I said, man, I'm really trying to really work with a lot of NFL guys, NBA guys, to really get into this market of a marketing agency. And he said, man, I'm going to help you. And from there, it kind of just took off.
Oh, you know what? That is so big because you know, I've always heard the saying, it takes one opportunity, one person to literally catapult your dreams or careers. And for you, I guess it was kind of two. It was the guy that owned the other company, Sphinx, you said?
Sphinx Management Group.
It was him that spoke life into your vision,
Right.
let you know that what you were doing was a business. And then Michael Crabtree, who was literally willing to bet on you.
He did.
Wow.
I owe him so much.
That's amazing. But so what did you do for him? Because I know that you work with his nonprofit, right?
With his Craft Fire Foundation. So
Okay.
we met at Chick-fil-A right on Wheeling. Hampton and Wheeling. We was in the car. And at the time, I was actually working for Texas A&M University Commerce.
Okay.
And he said, man, I want you to run my foundation. I'm like, wow. He said,
Had you ever done anything like that?
I had never done anything like that.
So I know you're like, what?
But he said, I know you can do it. You have the work ethic. You have the contacts. You have the resources. And then I'm going to help you on the back end. And I just kind of stepped out on faith. And I just started doing it. We did our first reception. We raised about $50,000.
Okay.
We did it at one of the alums of Texas Tech homes, and we did the camp at SMU, and from there it just kind of like it just took off, and then that's where I met Von Miller from Michael Crabtree.
Okay.
So people see me and say, "Man, how do you know Von Miller? How do you know LaMarcus Aldridge?" It kind of started from there.
Building relationships because you did good work with Michael Crabtree.
Right.
Okay. And so well, you name dropped Von Miller. I'm assuming you work with Von Miller too?
Yes. Crazy story. 2017, I was 2 years into my business.
Are you still working at Texas A&M at this time?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I left A&M Commerce February 1st, 2015.
And why? And I want to talk about that real quick before you talk about Von Miller.
Okay.
What made you decide to leave? Because I think that there's a lot of people that are working their 9 to 5, maybe not making enough money on the entrepreneurial side. How do you know when to walk away?
I would say prayer, asking for discernment.
Were you making enough money to cover? No. Okay.
No, I was not. I stepped out on faith.
Okay.
What happened, I received an email from my boss. I was a senior admissions recruiter / coordinator of community partnership. So I oversaw all of the state of Texas in recruitment. Uh-huh. And we had the fastest growing university in the state of Texas for the last 6-7 years while I was there. I received an email from my boss from an email with the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce. I was serving on the Education and Scholarship Committee. And I just replied all, said, I confirmed to be on the committee again this year. And my boss came back and said, you haven't spoke with me first. Don't confirm with another organization without talking to me.
Oh, okay.
And I had already been doing this for 3 years. And just that moment, it's like the Spirit spoke to me and said, you're done.
Boy, the Spirit be speaking to y'all. What is his number? Because I'll be so confused about. Okay.
That night, I'll never forget that night in January. I sent an email and I quit. And my wife, we just had my daughter. My daughter wasn't even 1 yet. My son was 4 or 5, something like that.
So I know your wife is looking at you like, where's the income?
Said, what are you doing? I was the highest paid recruiter in the region. I was making about $58,000 a year.
Okay.
The president loved me. The vice presidents loved me. The next morning, the VPs, the president's office, everybody was calling my phone because they had saw my resignation letter, trying to see what can we do to keep him. And I said, I'm done.
Wow. Okay. So then by the time you quit, how long was it before you got on with Michael Crabtree?
I was already on with him.
Okay. What about Von Miller?
I hadn't connected with Von yet.
Okay, so now you're connected with Von. How many months later?
2 years later.
2 years later.
2 years later.
Okay, so I do have to ask you, before you got connected with Von Miller, you're only working at this time. Your only celebrity is Michael Crabtree?
Yes.
Your only client, should I say?
My only client.
Your only client. Are you making enough money as you were, or was it tight?
It was very tight. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't pay my car note. I couldn't pay my rent.
And you have 2 kids and a wife.
Had 2 kids, wife. We were struggling a little bit. So I had to lean on people that I knew that I was close with, my mom, family, my brother, people that helped me out. And
so was there ever a time during those 2 years where you thought you may have made the wrong decision?
No.
Really?
No. Even my wife one time, she said, babe, you sure you don't want to go back? Because, I mean, they were calling me back to come back and work, and different people wanted me to be on their teams. I kept saying, God is giving me this vision, and I got to stick with it. I said, I know something's going to happen. Something's going to break. And the year of 2017 was my year of hope. It was my year of confirmation. And guess what? I met you in 2017.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I met Hawata Williams, owner and founder of Williams Chicken, 2017.
Wow.
I served on the 30th anniversary committee for Williams Chicken in 2017. 13 days before Von Miller Day, Von called me in 2017 after I prayed to God 2 weeks prior, saying, if this is what I'm supposed to do, give me a sign. Lord, I need you.
Yeah, I need to pay my car note. I got bills to pay, God.
And he called me 13 days before his day. He said, hey, bro, what's going on? I need your help. I said, what's going on? I got Von Miller Day, man, and we're just scrambling. We didn't talk about any money or anything. I said, I got you. And he said, okay, I'm going to put you on the text right now with my mom, my dad, my brother. And we got on the text. We started putting things together. They said, can you do this? I said, I got it. We need help with this. I got it. We never talked about money. And it was a great day. And we went to his house after that day, that night, eating crawfish and all that kind of stuff. And we went outside, and then he said, hey, man, I really appreciate you. What you need? I said, man, whatever you want to bless me with. And the following week, his account, they wired me $5,000.
Ooh, yeah. We able to pay the mortgage today, baby.
The rent, anyway.
Yeah, the rent, yeah.
And so the same month, April 2017, I met the Lady Jade. She was coming into the hotel, just full of life. And I've always known you, but had never connected with you. I used to see you at shows and all that kind of stuff. I said, man, one day I'm going to get connected to her. And as soon as you came in, I wasn't dressed yet. And you was looking at me like, who is this dude? And I said, hey, I got you. I got to get you in, direct you in. Then I went to the bathroom, got dressed, and I came back out. You said, oh, you got the change up. I said, yeah. So me and you connected right then after that.
Yep. I'm going to tell you, to me, what makes Rodney stand out when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And I think that this is the aspect that most people don't talk about. It's paying attention to detail. And I think that's what sets you apart. When you are running your own business, to me, the difference makers are in the details. Von Miller asked you to do something. I got it. And you don't do it. You do it with excellence. There is a fearlessness that you have, because to have a business where you are now called the connector. And when I say the connector, you have now just not only do you organize events and do fundraisers and find sponsorships for all these huge events that a lot of us attend and have no idea that you're a part of it because you play the back.
Right.
You are like the silent guy in the back that makes it happen. That's what a connector is. Yeah. Now you've turned this into, people book you for transportation. People book you when they want to know what restaurants to go to. So literally, it's almost like a Black-owned concierge business. Yeah. And you do it for celebrities. You do it for regular folks. If you got the money to pay, you will do it for them. And I think that is amazing. I never knew. Here's the thing. When I met you in 2017, I never knew that, and I hate to say it like this, and I hope you don't take it offensively, that you were struggling. I never knew that your business wasn't always here because you never looked like it. You never looked like what you were going through. What has been the toughest part about becoming an entrepreneur?
Man, the constant, the constant, not cash flow, but having that client or that contract that is guaranteed. So entrepreneurship to me is finding a void and filling that void. And once you fill that void, now, you're credible, you're needed, you're an asset. So I think I've kind of tackled it a little bit where now I know I have this contract for 6 months that's paying me $3,000 a month. I just secured this contract for 12 months. So now there's a constant there now that I'm okay because I can kind of project, that, okay, I'm good for the next 18 months. But I look at every month as 30 days, 31 days. And then when the next month start, it's a new month. So whatever I made prior to that, it doesn't matter. This is a new month. Mm-hmm. Kind of going back to 2017 real quick. So crazy. We talked about one person can change your life. The next month, May, after I met you, Vaughn, Mr. Williams, I met Mr. Roland Parrish, who owns 29 McDonald's, in the bathroom at the Omni Hotel. In the bathroom. Mm-hmm. The next month, this is all 2017. My year of hope, my year of confirmation. I got a call that morning and said, hey, can you go to this luncheon? And I did not want to go. I was tired. My wife said, just go. You just never know who you're going to meet today.
Amen.
Her exact words, I always give her credit, her exact words. So I went to the luncheon. And after the luncheon, I said, man, I gotta use the bathroom, go to the bathroom. This is just the spirit. You have to follow the spirit. Tell people that all the time. Follow the spirit. You just never know. Go to the bathroom. I'm using the bathroom. I look to my left. I said, oh, my God, just Roland Parrish.
I'm sure he would be like, wait a second.
I'm using it. But I didn't say nothing to him.
Oh, I'm glad you did right there.
And so the spirit spoke to me. No. The devil spoke to me in these exact words. Hope I can say this. Yeah. The devil said, don't speak to that nigga. Didn't say nothing. We started washing our hands. He was right next to me. The spirit spoke to me and said, speak to that man. I looked to my right and I said, Mr. Parrish? He said, how do you know me? I said, well, 3 years prior when I worked at Texas A&M Commerce, I went to a gala that you were speaking. He said, what gala? I said, the Great Southwest Black Chamber of Commerce. He said, oh, yeah. He said, oh, okay, yeah. He said, man, what do you do? I said, my company's called Hot Rod Connects and help with concierge and do fund development and fundraising and event management. He said, oh, man, I may need your help. He said, I just started my foundation and I'm funding a clinic in Uganda where kids 6,000 orphans whose parents have passed away from HIV and AIDS. I'm trying to do a fundraiser, maybe a golf tournament or something like that. Do you have your card? I always tell entrepreneurs, always have your business card on you. I gave him my business card. He was getting ready to walk off, and I said, I got to get his number because he's so busy, he's not going to call me. And I said, can I get your number? He said, yeah, let me give you my number. He gave me his number. The following week, his assistant, Vanessa Hill, she emailed me.
They did contact you.
They contacted me. She said, Roland Parrish would like to meet with you. Put a proposal together. I said, oh, my God. So I called Tosca. So you have to have mentors in this world, in this game of entrepreneurship. She's an entrepreneur. She's really good at proposals. I said, Tosca, I need your help. She helped me with the proposal. I went into his office in July of 2017 to get a 12-month contract with him. And he left the room. He came back. He said, well, Rod, I don't want to do 12 months. I want to do 7 months. And we'll start you off at $5,000 a month. And inside of me, I'm wanting to scream.
Because you're so excited.
I'm so excited.
But you got to act like you've been here before.
Yes, yeah, I have to act like I've been somewhere before. And so I said, okay. He said, but I knew it was trying to see how do I work, because he's never worked with me before.
Yeah.
The 7 months ended January of 2018. I called you, or you may recall me, one of that Local Love Awards. And I said, Jay, can we give Mr. Parrish the Heart of the City Award? I think it was the Heart of the City Award. He was like, yeah, send me the information. Roland Parrish, his son, you had worked with him before, made that connection. You had Deion Sanders there, introduced him, got the award. And at first, he wasn't really keen to it, to really do it. And I kind of explained why he should. oh my gosh, ever since he did it, he said, Rod, you've kind of put me in a new area.
Yeah.
Earl Spence didn't know who he was. Derrick James never knew who he was. He said, I've been living in Oak Cliff 46 years, never heard of you. So he said, now I've met so many new people, millennials, who now know my name.
Yeah.
So my contract with him changed from just fund development to building his legacy, his name.
And so it's 2022.
It's 2022,
So I'm
5
taking
years
it,
later.
that contract got extended.
Got extended. We're still in a client. It's still my client.
There's entrepreneurs that are listening today. Kind of putting you on the spot with this one. What are 3 things that are key to the success of an entrepreneur? You mentioned one. You said always carry your business cards.
Always.
Always carry your business cards. Do you have 2 other things that are really, really stand out to you that can be the difference makers?
I would say the next one will probably be your word is everything. If you say you're going to do it, if you put your stamp of approval on it and your name is on it, you got to follow through. Even if you got to put some of your money into whatever you have to do to make that successful, to make it happen, whatever resources you have to go get or whatever, you got to do it because your word is everything. And that one time when you don't come through, that one time could mess up everything you work for. Everything you work for that one time.
You mentioned mentorship. I think people skip over mentorship because to be an entrepreneur, we say, it's me, I do this, this is my world. But you mentioned earlier that you had to call somebody for help as you're building this business.
I did.
So is mentorship important?
Mentorship is very important because I wasn't too big on myself not to say I'm going into a meeting with a multimillionaire and I know I don't have this type of expertise. So I have to call somebody that I know that has the expertise. And if I have to pay you, I'm going to do it because it's your business. So when you go in, perception is everything. The presentation is everything. So if that presentation is not ironclad, first class, no deal. So Tosca Medlock Lee, mentor. Carlton Cooper, he was the first African American athletic director in Texas A&M Commerce when I went to school. A mentor to me. When I served on the board of directors for the Harvey Martin Dream Foundation, we were trying to book Drew Pearson. UIMC. I called my mentor, Carlton Cooper. Man, I need your help. We're trying to get in contact with Drew Pearson. Him and Harvey Martin were boys. He said, 1 second. Called Drew. He said, Drew, this is my guy. Me and Drew are like this. I had Drew go speak to Sock. Yeah, we're like this now. I had Drew go speak to Sock when they won the state championship. Harvey Martin went to Sock. He said, hey, Harvey's dead, but I'm here in his place to speak for my brother. No cost. Everybody like, how did you get that done? Media is there, everything. Relationship, but it goes back to a mentor, somebody that you trust, but they trust you as well to be able to even give you a major contact like that.
And that relationship is so important because, yeah, it is cool that you can call people, but people aren't going to give you their contacts if they don't know you do good work. And it goes back to what you said. Your word is everything.
Everything.
You said your word is everything, even if you have to pay with your own money to make something happen. Has that ever happened to you where you...
Several times. Yes.
Like, tell me about a time where you took a loss, but it ended up being a win at another time. Where you had to come up out of your pocket.
I'll actually tell you this. You come to the suites and people say, well, how did you get introduced to Sweet Life? In college, going back to Carlton Cooper, I was a homecoming student chair that year. And he said, Rod, I want you to get together a group of senior leaders. A group of senior leaders. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna take you out to a show in Dallas. I did it. We went to the Screen Fest. Lil Wayne, T.I. We pulled up. We went through the suite entrance. This is at the Verizon Theater at the time. Went to the suite. I'm 22 years old. I'm like, oh my gosh, just blew me away. I met Jim Austin. He was a suite owner.
Okay.
We connected. That's in 2007. 3 years later, 2010, I run into him again. He said, hey man, do you want to kind of help sell some suite tickets for me? You make a commission? I'm like, yeah. Started selling tickets for him. $25 commission every time I sold tickets. I did that for like 3 or 4 years. The first person who bought from me was my good friend, Andre Emmett. RIP, he passed away. But bought 2 tickets from me for $300. So that happened for about 3 years. Met another guy who was a suite owner, wanted to do the same thing. I said, now you got to pay me $50 commission. I got the contacts. Started doing that for another 3 years. And then I said, you know what? I can start doing this myself. I've been doing it. So I started buying the suites. Earl Spence fight last year. Supposed to be in Vegas. The suite was like 20 grand. I had 2 suites. People were buying tickets from me, $1,500 a pop. Earl didn't fight.
Oh.
Everybody wanted their money back as soon as it was canceled.
I'm sorry, Rodney. You're going to have to get in the ring and fight somebody because I ain't giving all y'all your money back.
But being a man of your word, this is your brand. This is your business. Some people did not know who I was, but they trusted other people that referred them to me that said, he's the guy. He's the connect for the suite. So I lost probably about somewhere between 9 and 10,000 on that. Yeah. Big.
Yeah, that's big. Let me take a deep breath for you, brother. But God will restore.
But everybody was paid, got their money back, and, you know, then he fought again, came back and fought in AT&T Stadium. I sold out like 7 suites.
See?
Yeah, so it came back.
But you said it, and I don't think people talk about this when it comes to owning your own business. Sometimes you have to take a loss for your reputation.
Yes.
Because when he fought again, if you had not taken that L and given those people their money back, Rodney, nobody was going to buy from you again.
Right.
You have such a solid reputation, and this is why people rock with you. Man, congratulations. Like, seriously. I mean, I know it's only up, and, like, again, the relationships that you've, like, gotten over the years. Let's do a little name dropping real fast. You know, we like to brag on the dash. You know what I'm saying? Let's name drop some of the people that you've worked with. We've heard the Michael Crabtrees, the Von Millers. What are some of the other celebrities that, you know, call you, you know, you just got their cell phone number. It's like, you know, they're your clients.
Malaysia was here last night.
Okay.
Basketball Wives, client of mine, just took care of her. Drea, a major celebrity, worked with her since 2019. French Montana, I started booking him back 2017. Stacey Dash. People don't even know. I mean, she would call me, her sister would call me, Gina, got her booked in Dallas and Houston and did some other things for him as well. Miss Jackson, used to be with Mayweather and Nelly. Great friend of mine, great client. I booked Kevin Hart before. New York, All-Star Weekend. I mean, it's just so many, you know, it's just like Michael Blackson, Lil Duval, Gary Owen, Red Grant. I've worked with all those guys. I booked all those. So every time people go to the Arlington Improv, I mean, I've booked probably every guy who's been there.
Did you ever think that this would be what you were doing? When you were a little Rodney, little boy, did you ever think this was going to be it?
Nah.
What did you think you were going to be doing?
Probably a club owner.
I
put that in my high school yearbook that I was going to be a club owner. I was throwing parties when I was 16 at Thurgood Marshall, my first party. Made $500. Thought I was just on top of the world.
Yeah.
And then in college, I was an entrepreneur. I was always throwing parties for the frat and all that kind of stuff. And so I just thought I was going to be a club owner.
Thank you for your professionalism. I want to say that. Another thing, when you're approaching, especially celebrities and so on and so forth, it does take a level of professionalism for them to see something in you and realize, I mean, everybody's trying to book them. Everybody's trying to get them to be a client. Everybody's coming at them with some sort of approach, but I think there's something about your professionalism that puts them at ease to know that you're legit. Real quick, because everybody does want to work with the celebrities, what is celebrity etiquette? Because there is an unspoken etiquette that people need to understand. When you do get the opportunity, whether you're a hairstylist, whether you're, do lashes, whether you do makeup, maybe you're a stylist, maybe you're just a driver, there is an etiquette that has to take place if you want to get rebooked.
Sometimes, and I've drove a lot of celebrities like Brian McKnight, Fantasia, Cisco.
Which is so cool because you're the owner, but you also you're like the owner of the business, but you also do the work that you would hire people to do.
And that was so crazy with like Malaysia and like Avant and Tank. When they found out that I was the owner of the company, it was like, oh man, you cool. Neo, we got real cool after he found out, man, you the owner of the company. Oh man. And so one thing I will say is that if they give you their cell phone number, keep it strictly business, don't kind of do extra, kind of be extra with it. Like, oh, I seen you such and such, just, keep it business. And I will say, keep the business flowing, not just a one-timer. Mm-hmm. When you're a one-timer, you're not relevant. Mm-hmm. You got to keep that money going. You got to keep the business flowing. It's not always money, but opportunities.
How do you keep opportunities flowing?
Well, if you see an opportunity, so say it's Essence Festival, it's coming up, and they're looking for talent. If you have talent, then you put your talent out there. Hey, I have this client that is available. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like presenting opportunities that their managers or PRs are not doing. Mm-hmm. If it's Super Bowl, I've booked a lot of celebrities during Super Bowl weekend from my contacts and my relationships, but they didn't tell me to do it. But I was doing it because I'm trying to keep business flowing. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to stay relevant to that client, to that celebrity. So Essence Festival, I told you about, we was out there, Neo hosting a big party with Juvenile. His security called and said, hey, you in town? I said, we're in town. Y'all come on, we got you. And then I meet Lori Harvey. Steve Harvey, do I meet Juvenile? I meet all these people just from the contact of taking care of Neo. Mm-hmm. So I would say keep that business flowing and always presenting new opportunities for the clients.
Yeah, becoming an asset to them.
Yeah.
Becoming more than just your title.
Right, correct.
That's awesome. Rodney, I appreciate your time. Congratulations on your business. Again, where are you from, Rodney?
Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff. Rugged and Ledbetter. But I have to say this. I have to give Lady Jade her props, her just due. People just really don't know the type of contacts and connects that she has, because she has connected me. You've connected me to so many different people. And you never said, man, you're not going to give me my cut? You ain't going to take care of me? You never said that. But that's why I know that the favor of God is on you. That's why I know that you're going to stay blessed because of your heart. You have a big heart. And I know you're huge on loyalty as well. And so I want to just tell you, from a young entrepreneur, I'm in the game 7 years now.
Yeah. You're a vet now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. But I want to tell you, thank you for all the opportunities that you presented to me, that you've given me, because some people didn't know me, but they trusted you. So when you connected me, it was a done deal. But what did I do? I made sure to come through for you.
You always do. I appreciate that. Life is about relationships, you guys. Again, we talk about the dash and how you use your journey. And please don't ever underestimate the power of relationships as you are developing your dash, as you're developing your story, your journey. Relationships are more than money. You treat people good, you do right by people, you take care of people, you come through, you be a man of your word. Listen, you'll be working and being blessed for the rest of your life. So thank you for being that example. What if somebody wants to book you? What if somebody, let's go and get that out there. How do they get in contact with you?
IG, at Hot Rod Connects or at HRC_CEO.
And he's very low key. I would just say he's very low key. So you won't see all the pictures of, every once in a while you will, but you won't see all the pictures of the celebrities. Because to me, that's good business too. When you don't have to prove yourself in that sense, it's okay, you know, when you do it, when you get the opportunity, but you got it. So you don't necessarily have to let everybody know.
I tell people now, one thing show I watch on Netflix a lot is Black Godfather. Clarence Avon.
I watched
He was the man.
Yeah.
He pick up the phone, make one phone call, it's done. So everybody don't have to know you as long as the right person knows you.
That's good. That's good. So at Hot Rod Connects on Instagram.
Yes.
All right, y'all hit them up. Y'all follow them. We can get them followers up. And so that's the best way, even if, you know, they want to book you, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
All the information is right there. Yeah. Rodney, keep doing your thing, brother.
Appreciate it, sis.
It's up from here.
It's up.
Let me hold $5.
I got you.
All right, y'all. This is Dash Podcast. Don't forget, click on the link in my bio to subscribe. See y'all next time.
Thanks for the support. Make sure you subscribe to the Dash Podcast YouTube channel. Also, we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. And feel free to share with some family and friends. Thanks, guys.